Hey guys, itaewon sammy, king of Gangnam, Gangnam sammy coming at you. I have got a little walk and talk vlog for you today. Monday morning, nice and chilly. Got the full length winter jacket. I got to tell you a story about how I got this winter jacket. That's a story for another time. Anyway, today I want to talk to you about the 12 things that first time visitors to Korea might find a little strange. And these are things that I have personally experienced and in my travels. As most of you know, I'm from Canada. I've been lucky enough to travel to many countries in my life, approximately 100. I've lived in 7, so Korea is my 7th country. Number 1, don't tip. That's very important. Even if you feel like you should, like in a restaurant or a taxi or something, unless you see a tip jar or something like that, don't tip. It's actually considered very rude. So don't do it. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to figure out how to do this. Hold on a second. Let me move into a shadow area here. Here we go. All right. People here are paid very well, even in the service industry. So if you leave extra money, you'll actually see them running down the street after you, chasing you to give the money back. So don't do it. Number 2, don't play with your chopsticks. Yeah, sorry about that. I gotta figure out how to do this without hitting that power button. I keep hitting the stop and start button because I'm holding the phone. Anyway, I should get a gimbal for this, but it's a fold too, so it doesn't really work properly. But talking about number 2, which was don't play with your chopsticks. And the reason is because they're food utensils and you don't play with them. It's a cultural thing. Especially don't stick them down into your rice and leave them there, because it looks like incense that's used in a funeral. So it's disrespectful. And considered insensitive. And don't use your chopsticks like a fork to stab something. That's not good. If you need a fork, ask for a fork or a spoon. Number 3, don't leave food on your plate. This is another cultural faux pas. In a restaurant, it's okay. How am I gonna do this? Let's try that. All right, here we go. Oh, that works. In a restaurant, it's okay. It's not that big of a deal. But when you're invited for dinner to someone's home, don't do it. Only take enough that you know you can eat. Go back for seconds and thirds, but don't leave food on your plate. It's very disrespectful, and it looks like you don't appreciate the service that you're getting, or you don't appreciate them. The other important thing as well is to never deny food that is given to you. Snack, a treat. The only excuse is if you have an allergy. Being full or not liking something, really not an excuse. The reason behind that is because Korea for many years didn't have proper food or food shortages. So an offer of food is a sign of great respect and honor. So denying that is just as dishonorable. Number 4 is the number 4. Just like in North America, the number 13 is a problem for some people. Here it's the number 4. So that being said, don't number things 4 or give anything to anyone with the number 4. Apartments, floors in buildings won't have the numeral 4, they'll have an F. And rooms and building and apartment numbers with the number 4 won't exist because the number 4 sounds a lot like dead or death or deceased. So it's not used as a sign of respect, I guess. Just like we we don't use the number 13. Number 5. Let's see here. Number 5. It is illegal to give gifts to teachers. Now, as a tourist or a visitor, this is probably something you won't do, but it's something interesting to realize that it's illegal to give a gift. Anything. You can give a gift under $25, but it's really, really risky. And both the teacher and the giver can be fined or jailed for this. It's a new law that came into effect a few years ago. Prior to that, one of the best gifts I ever got was a trip to Busan. Not hotel, but like a B&B. I used to work at a very luxurious school in Gangnam. My salary was insane. I think I talked about that before. And the gifts were just incredible from the parents. I got expensive clothing, gift certificates. It was incredible. But today it's illegal. Number 6, tattoos are frowned upon. So if you are coming here as a first-time visitor, you'll need to cover up your tattoos when you go. They're slightly more accepted today, but it is technically illegal to get a tattoo in Korea. Only licensed doctors can give tattoos. So the tattoo industry is underground here. And some places will not allow you. For example, saunas and bathhouses would not accept if you have visible tattoos. It's difficult for foreigners to go to some of these places, but even worse if you have tattoos. Showing tattoos in public, although you're not going to get accosted or anything like that, is looked down upon. Again, this is South Asian culture, equating tattoos to criminal organizations. Again, it is a little bit different today. I have tattoos. They're not evident unless you really, really look. And but I've seen the kids wearing tattoos, like neck tattoos and all up and down their arms. But I don't know any old Koreans, so I don't know what they think. Number 7, ladies, especially Western ladies. This one is very important. This one is cleavage. I know that is an interesting topic, but in Korea, women here will not bare skin below the neck. Shoulders, arms are usually covered. And again, I say usually. You may have a strapless in certain situations. You may have a tank top, but the cleavage is not there. It's not because of the shape of the body or what have you. It's just, it's not. It's frowned upon and considered gauche. Not dirty in any way or anything, it's just it's very conservative. But on the flip side, women will wear very, very short skirts, mini skirts, to the point that they're shorts. But the thing is that they have shorts on underneath. But they will show off legs, even in the wintertime. So that it is different, but it's just something to be aware of. Number 8, very interesting, and I discovered this after the fact, is eye contact. And I discovered this when I was doing group lessons or group meetings. And I would point to someone and say, what do you think? And the person, I'm looking right at the person, right in their eyes, and I'm looking at them and pointing at them, and they're, who, me? Because they always look here or here. They won't look you in the eye. It looks like they're looking in the eye, but they're not. And the reason, again, is cultural respect for the elder or the person in a position of responsibility. They won't look you in the eye. So I try to teach my kids, when you're speaking to when you're listening to someone, one-to-one maybe okay, one-to-one maybe it's okay, but especially with a foreigner, please look at them in the eye. Foreigners find it disrespectful if you don't look at them in the eye. It's very strange. Number 9, photos in public. It is illegal to take a person's photo without their knowledge in Korea. 100% illegal. Now, if you're pointing your camera at someone and taking their picture, that is illegal. And you're going to get called out for it. If you're taking a selfie with people in the background, that's okay. If you're a tourist and you're taking a picture of downtown Gangnam, all the crowds and everything, that's okay. But if you're standing around for an hour taking pictures like that, people are gonna probably call the police. Now, it is 100% illegal to publish those pictures online without blurring the faces of the people. 100% illegal. So be wary of that. Posting to your YouTube or Facebook or Instagram or Twitter or whatever. Now, I do it. If you see my club pictures, you'll see people, but all of those people, I haven't asked them personally, can I take your picture? Well, I have. I haven't asked them. I say, come on, let's take a picture, a selfie. So I'm in the picture. But there are some times I've taken pictures of like crowds and groups and published to my YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, what have you. I haven't been, quote unquote, caught. Maybe I'm not popular enough. Can you help me with that? Can you guys sign up and subscribe and like and share? But it is illegal. So you have to be very careful, okay? The risk of you getting charged with publishing is very low. What it is it's being called out when you're doing it in public. So for example, when you're out on the street, just taking pictures. If you're at a tourist attraction, then it's okay. It's expected that you're taking pictures, okay? So don't think that you can't. It's just watch out for that. The other one, what is number 10? Don't get into public arguments. You're going to find, especially if you're traveling in and around Korea, on public transportation, you're going to get pushed. You're going to get bumped, especially by someone who's older. It's a cultural thing. And because of Korea's history, people here don't say sorry. Or, I don't want to say they're rude, it's not. It's a cultural thing. If you say sorry to someone, you don't know how to speak to them. And Korea, a lot of people don't understand this or realize there's 3 different ways to greet someone, 3 different tones to use in your speech: honorific, common, and lower. So if I'm meeting a friend, I talk common. If I'm meeting a senior, I will talk honorific. And if I'm talking to my students, I talk in a lower grammatical way. Like sir, like, if you're, for North Americans, so if you're in front of a judge or someone, you'll call them your honor or your worship. You're talking to your senior, it's Mr. or Mrs. But if you're talking to someone younger, you'll talk to them in a different form of respect. That's the thing here in Korea. So when you meet a stranger on the street, you don't know how to greet them. Do you greet them as a senior or a junior or an equal? If you greet them as a senior, you're demoting yourself. So what happens is people just don't. It's just expected that in the subway you're going to get bumped and jostled. So don't get offended by that. Number 11. Korea has very spicy food. And you're going to eat it and then get, a little bit of a nose drip. Number 11 is don't blow your nose in public. Even on the street. You gotta be very conscious about it. I don't know the reason behind it, but it's just considered very, very low class and rude, especially at the dinner table. And I've been caught in that situation where I'm eating a very spicy food and the nose starts to drip. I have to go like this, tape a napkin to my nose and just run out so it doesn't drip everywhere. Can't blow your nose. Last one, number 12. And this is a funny one. Toilet talk. Korea is a very conservative country. It is. And very respectful. But you can find people asking you about how your bathroom adventure went. Number 1 and number 2. They will talk to you and ask you, oh, so how was that? It's just very common to talk about it. I personally have never had anyone do that. Now, my students, some of them did, but I told them that I don't want, they learned from me I don't want to talk about it. So they don't ask anymore. But I have been asked, but not by Korean friends. I think it happens when you're in the workplace. But for them, toilet humor is very public. They even have a food confection that looks like poo. It's perfectly okay about that. It's very strange to Westerners. Those are the 12 things that you will find strange. They're not really do's and don'ts. They're not really, a couple of them are legalities, but what it is that the very strange things that I have found that were the weirdest or opposite to what I am used to living in the West. So I hope everyone enjoyed that. I want everyone to stay safe and happy and secure. Be happy, healthy, and itaewon Sammy, King of Gangnam. I'm out.